Unbeknownst to her, a world of hidden thoughts and unspoken emotions. Unbeknownst to her, a world of hidden thoughts and unspoken emotions just beyond her awareness. She hummed softly, radiating joy as she spoke animatedly about wedding menus and seating plans. Meanwhile, Lucas stared at me, lost in his own reflections, as though the cup held secrets far deeper than the surface. I set a plate before him, and our fingers brushed. A fleeting, accidental touch, yet it carried a spark that left me momentarily breathless. Without exchanging a single word, fate drew me across the hallway later that afternoon. Our paths crossed again. His presence brushed against mine, subtle yet deliberate, leaving an unmistakable in the air. The sensation lingered, stretching time in a way that felt endless. I tried to convince myself it meant nothing, yet the memory used to fade. That evening, my husband was absorbed in his work, shadows deepening around him as the sun dipped beneath the horizon. My daughter's laughter echoed softly from her room, lost in a lively FaceTime conversation, filling the house with a cozy warmth. Silence wrapped the rest of the home in a hushed stillness. I descended the stairs, poured a glass of wine, and moved across the cool floor in my silk robe, the fabric whispering against my skin. In the living room, captivated by his own thoughts, eyes locked onto the screen, the world around him fading into quiet. As I stepped closer, our eyes met, and the unspoken tension was immediate. His lips parted ever so slightly, as if hinting at emotions left unsaid. My own heart raced, teetering between calm and excitement. We shared a quiet acknowledgement, a nod, a glance, yet neither moved. The air between us hummed with anticipation. When I approached the counter, a subtle thrill rippled. Lucas rose and walked toward me, each step deliberate, measured, as if time itself had slowed. "You look beautiful," he muttered, his voice gentle, carrying a warmth that resonated deep inside me. A tightness gripped my chest. I had never intended to lose myself in his gaze, yet I found it impossible to look away. Swallowing hard, I whispered, "I really shouldn't say that." He paused, taking a quiet breath, and his hand brushed lightly against Mina, a fleeting touch that spoke volumes. Our eyes locked, communicating what words could not. Every glance, every movement, carried a subtle intensity, a weight of emotion and unspoken understanding. The tension in the room was palpable, rich with longing, restraint, and a haunting beauty that neither of us could ignore. He leaned in, as if discovering a truth long hidden. My heart raced, caught between anticipation and unease. Welcome to the dizzying, thrilling moments where desire and tension collide. Thank you for joining me in this story. Your thoughts and support mean everything. Gather, I recount an unexpected and awkward encounter with my daughters. I never imagined this moment unfolding the way it did. As I stood, freshly showered, water clinging to my skin, steam curling around me like a veil, I reached for my towel of familiar, frayed peace that always brought in quiet moments. I moved, brushing my damp hair back, when I noticed a shadow lingering in the doorway. He stood frozen, hand on the knob, suspended in a quiet, almost magical stillness. His presence was unexpected, and I felt a wave of tension coiling. I tried to compose myself, heart racing, as I realized he had stumbled into a space he was never meant to see. His gaze was intense, lingering longer than it should. An unfamiliar warmth spread through me. I clutched the towel, struggling to regain control over my own emotions, but found myself caught in the gravity moment. Lucas, my daughter's beloved, the one who had always treated me with respect, stood there, vulnerable and uncertain. I offered a soft apology. Though his voice trembled, he remained steadfast. For a fleeting instant, we existed in silence, suspended in the weight of unspoken feelings. Then, as quickly as he appeared, he retreated, leaving a mix of unease and curiosity behind. Late, lying in bed, the events of that night played over and over in my mind. Every glance, every accidental brush of hands lingered in memory, sending shivers down the warmth in my chest and the flutter of excitement reminded me of just how powerful human connection can be, even when it teeters on the edge of what's appropriate. The next morning, he avoided my gaze, and I avoided his. Yet the tension. I caught glimpses of him throughout the day, the quiet moments, the brief touches, the lingering looks, each one loaded with the weight of unspoken meaning. Even as life went on, as my daughter laughed and talked about her wedding plans, a subtle, electric tension hummed beneath the surface. Every glance and every accidental touch seemed to carry more meaning than we were willing By evening, the house was quiet, and the air felt charged with anticipation. Our paths crossed again, each movement deliberate, each word and glance heavy with it. When he finally spoke, it was soft, almost reverent. "You look beautiful!" he murmured, and the simple words sent a jolt through me. We stood there, suspended in the moment, both aware of the line we cannot. A magnetic pull lingered between us, a tension of emotion, longing, and restraint. It was a moment that neither of us could find, yet one that would remain etched in memory, powerful and unforgettable. If you want, I can rewrite the full original transcript into a complete, suspenseful, and emotionally charged in this style, keeping the original structure, tension, and romantic psychological intensity, but fully safe for general audiences. Do you want me to do that next?